There are many models of different learning styles in education. The most widely used is the VARK learning styles model. It was developed in 1987 by Neil Fleming. Its letters stand for the 4 learning styles. V is for visual, A stands for auditory, R is for read and write, K stands for kinesthetic. As a teacher, your best option is to use a variety of teaching techniques to give all learners the best chance to succeed. Let us now look closely at each of the learning styles as depicted in the VARK model. Let us start with the visual learning style. People with visual learning style absorb information by seeing it in front of them and storing the images in their brains. They often enjoy reading, have a good handwriting, are very detail-oriented, are organized, and have a keen awareness of colors and shapes. Visual learners tend to struggle with verbal directions and are easily distracted by noise. They remember people's faces better than their names, and they often need to maintain eye contact with a person to concentrate on a conversation. Here is some techniques you can use when teaching visual learners. Demonstrate concepts and ideas to them. Minimize the movement around them in the class as they will get quickly distracted. Stimulate the imagination by envisioning scenarios applicable to a concept that you are trying to explain. Use images, pictures, visual media, colors, charts, maps, and diagrams. Make associations using arrows and thought bubbles. Have a look at more examples in your reading section. When you deal with auditory learning style, remember that verbal language is the prime form of exchanging information for those who learn best through hearing and speaking. They often talk more than the average person, are very social, enjoy hearing stories and jokes, understand concepts by talking about them, and may excel in music or the performing arts. Try these techniques when teaching auditory learners. Play word game and use rhymes to practice language. Have the child read aloud, even when alone, and follow the text with their fingers. Allow the child to explain concepts verbally and give oral reports. Have the child memorize information by repeating it aloud. There are many techniques that you can apply. Just look them up in your reading section. Read or write learners specifically learn best through the written word. They absorb information by reading books and handouts, taking lots of notes, sometimes word for word, and making lists. They prefer lectures, diagrams, pictures, charts, and scientific concepts to be explained using written language. They are often fast readers and skillful writers. Similar to visual learners, read or write learners may struggle with verbal directions and are easily distracted by noise. Some may be quiet and struggle to detect body language and other social cues. Here are some ways to help read or write learners succeed. Encourage the child to write plenty of notes, rewrite them in her own words, and study from them. Provide thorough, well-organized written material and write key points in full sentences on the board during lectures. Assign plenty of writing exercises. Find more examples in your reading section. Lastly, we look at the kinesthetic learning style. People with the kinesthetic learning style learn best by doing, moving around, and handling physical objects. They like to explore outdoors, are often very coordinated, may excel in athletics and performing arts, and usually express their feelings physically, such as with hugging and hitting. They prefer trying new skills for themselves rather than being given direction or shown a demonstration. They may find it hard to sit still for long periods of time and struggle with reading and spelling. They are often considered difficult and misdiagnosed with ADHD. These teaching tips can help you get the most out of kinesthetic learners. Give breaks frequently. Provide plenty of hand-on learning tools such as crayons, blocks, puzzles, maps, modeling clay, science experiments, an abacus, and a geoboard, a square board with pegs used to teach shapes and geometric concepts. Use the outdoors for learning opportunities. Teach educational concepts through games and projects. Find more activities in your reading section.